Yeah, definitely. Okay. I want to ask you this because I think it's a really fun question for us to guide some of our conversation. If you could go back and tell yourself what would make you successful faster in your business, and share, a little bit of your backstory. How did you come into your business? And then if you could go back and tell yourself in that startup year, what would get you to six figures faster? What would 3 tips be that you can bring to the audience?
Mm. Um, I think one of the biggest ones was really being able to trust my like core inspiration. I definitely know that some of the time it took for me to grow my business to where it is was derailed a little bit by, oh, I need to do this because that person is doing it this way and that way, and kind of forcing myself into boxes that weren't really what I liked. And
Mm-hmm. So when you say trust your core inspiration, you're talking specifically about not necessarily listening to everyone else's advice about how to do it, but it was trusting that you knew where you wanted to go in your
well,
business.
trusting the parts that were me and not denying, like, I had a couple things that just really right out the gate just didn't feel right and or fun at all. And I mean, that's also kind of a gray area thing because when you're doing a new thing, a lot of things feel uncomfortable. So it's not
Yeah.
uncomfortable, it's just where it didn't really match who I was. And so sometimes I know I changed my language a lot because I thought, oh, okay, um, you have to talk in this way, and that's what other love coaches do to talk about this topic. And I was getting bored. So I was
Mm-hmm.
realizing that, if I am not actually, my initial inspiration actually was play into love. That was the initial seed of my business. And that took a wayside for years, actually. I mean, every once in a while I would say that, but just even in this year, starting this year, I realized that that actually is my DNA for
Love
this
this.
business.
Thinking about your business DNA. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
So you guys, so it was like after exploration and taking, I'm sure a lot of twists and turns in the building process, you realized to get back to the core, it's play into love, and
Yeah.
that's really the essence of what you bring to the table.
Yes.
I love that, play into love.
I mean,
But
even if everything is filtered through that, I mean, obviously, with the dating and making any kind of change, I mean, I'm not saying it's never going to be uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable. It's a sensation of evolving into greater, and that can be uncomfortable. This play into love is really an honoring of yourself and actually being able to be in love now and not thinking, okay, things will be better when. And so that was a big
mm,
thing around the messaging, is to just, and I'm still like
yeah,
constantly working with that and
yeah,
wanting my voice to feel like me.
yeah. I think that's so fascinating because I think about when I was working with you and doing my dating profile and starting to do match and go on dates. That was such a key primary part of why it happened so powerfully for me. I believe, it was like,
Yeah.
okay, how much fun can we have online dating? Because I think most people look at it as this drudgerous thing. And for me, I was like, I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to meet new people. I'm going to hang out. And, it happened really fast. So I actually didn't meet that many people, but it
You
was,
didn't.
I had so
Yeah.
much fun. And I think, that essence and, so this overlap here for all business owners, whatever business it is that you own, the overlap that has made Macy successful and me successful is because we play in our businesses. And we're not perfect. And we're not saying like, oh, the day we started, we've had nonstop play the whole time. Some of that's a learned behavior to train yourself to realize when I play, I'm more attractive, and it's be, do, have. It's not have, do, be. So it's not like, oh, once I get an amazing person to want to date me, then I'll be happy. It's I've got to be the amazing person and have someone date me. Same thing in your business. I've got to be a happy, powerful, fulfilled playful business owner, and then my business feels like play. Right. So we do it backwards. So I think
Yeah.
it's such a powerful tip. Trust my core inspiration. Okay. What's number 2?
Yeah, I think the next one that was really big was to get out of the, and it's kind of similar in some ways, but I was constantly feeling like there's a better way. I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong. And the mindset in business is huge. Once I was able to just stop that, just not let that run in my world, my body was more relaxed. Once again, it comes back to really the joy of business and not the, pressure and judgment and attacking. And, just an extra piece to that is, whenever I would find myself in struggle or pain, and if I had done this sooner, maybe it would have grown faster, but whatever, like I asked, where is my client feeling that way? Even though I'm feeling it with my business, I know that as the empathic being that I am, that everything is relationship, everything is like the universe is constantly giving me whispers and inspirations. And so that was a really powerful discoveries when I was like, okay, when I'm feeling some kind of funk, I just ask, where is this happening in the community of people that I am here to serve? And usually it's not hard to find, especially, oh, I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong. Online dating. Oh, no one likes me. I'm doing it wrong. What's happening? Why are these, like all of that kind of stuff comes up.
Yeah.
So, stopping the I'm doing it wrong was a big one.
Oh, that's big. Yeah, I wrote it I stop second guessing, but it's like thinking you're doing it wrong is big in there. And this is imposter syndrome for business owners, right? So it's like in your business building, you're second guessing and thinking, where am I doing it wrong? And then you see that it's a reflection of your clients, where that's like they're questioning, am I doing it wrong? This is, to me, it's one of the biggest mindset traps for all people. It's like negative self-comparison and questioning, am I enough? Can I have this happen? You second guessing. Yeah, that's big. Okay, what would you say third?
Okay, the third one is something that has come in the last couple years, is really following the energy and letting myself offer multiple things. Like I used to think that I needed to have, this is the program, this is where you start, this is how you move through it. And I get how that's really helpful, but also I know myself enough to know, and this isn't going to be the case for every business owner, but if something is popping, then create it. Like, just create. And when I'm in that space of following my own inspirations and really being more in dialogue with them and dialogue with my business and like what it's telling me, like right now my business has been telling me to like chill out, like just to relax and give it some space. It's like my business is like, can I have a little alone time for a second? And so it's not asking me to create a whole flurry of stuff. Do I see some stuff coming soon? Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like being able to give it some breath and some space. And
yeah. Oh, I love this. I often say you need to slow down to speed up. And it's that same idea, right? Like and what I hear you saying is that you're trusting that instead of fighting against it. Because I think a lot of entrepreneurs will fight that feeling of I should always be productive. Otherwise, everything's going to fall apart, or what will happen, who knows? So you've learned to trust the energy and the inspiration and know that the inspiration and energy will come after you've taken a little bit of downtime to then go into your, you know, fun creation mode.
Yeah, exactly. And that has been true every time. And
Yeah, I love
so,
this. I experience that so much too. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good one.
it is hard because it's stopping the hustle. That's what I would probably call it in short, like
Yeah,
stopping
yeah,
the recreational hustle just to like prove that this is
yes,
working and or whatever it is. I mean, I
I love
we just
that.
are in a society that does that, and
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
been hard though for me. I won't lie. Like
yeah. Oh, me too.
I still have to be like kind to myself when it comes to that. And I would say with dating too, you know, people who get to the dating phase with me and SuperLOVED will, you know, be putting a profile up or going online or whatever other things, because I never want to say that that's the only way, because obviously there's infinite ways, but that there are rhythms to it. You know, you'll meet a bunch of people, but my advice is to stay open, and that's what I've been doing the last couple of weeks, is letting my body rest a little more, but staying open to what is like whispering,